Welcome to Before We Leave, and this a state of the game, I suppose I should call this type of series. First of all, thank you so much to Balancing Monkeys for providing me with a free press key for the game. It's very much appreciated. And what is Before We Leave about? Well, it is a non-combat-y city builder, so I guess we should say it's a very relaxed city builder, which is based on hexagonal tiles, and I like the game quite a bit actually, but I don't have time to make a full Let's Play series of it, so I'll play the initial scenario in this series just to give you guys an idea of what the game is like now compared to what it was when I originally played it, which is a fair amount of time ago. Now, the game is also set to release on Steam on May the 13th of 2021, so for those of you who might want to have it on Steam, you now have the option to get it there. Let's quickly go through the preferences. I think I'll just lower this a little bit more. Preferences in the settings, it's really loud. Okay, go down there then. Something like this, I suppose. Night song. So you have different languages you can pick between. It's always good. You can pause the game when it's unfocused. You can set the autosave frequency here. You have info pins where you can select which ones you want to see. Hints, in-game timer. You have a notification timeout setting. In accessibility, you have the cursor size. I think I'll actually set this to medium because the normal one is quite tiny. You can also choose the color. You can choose between grey, orange and green. I think I'll go with grey. And you can smooth the motion of the camera when moving it with the mouse. I'm not sure what that does, but I think I'll put it up a little bit. And you can also set the night brightness. That's always good. I'll put it up a little bit as well. I'm not a very huge fan of too dark. On-screen camera controls. I assume that gives you somewhere around in the UI you get a camera control that you can click on using the mouse. And of course you have UI scaling, going from 60% to 110% it would seem. The camera, you can choose whether you want to use the right mouse button or the left mouse button, right mouse button being the default one to drag the camera. And again, you have the on-screen camera controls. You can turn on edge scrolling. You can have globally saved cameras, that is for various planets. You can set the camera to avoid the poles. Turn this off to use a different camera movement method that doesn't prevent this, but will sometimes cause your camera orientation to change as you move. I'll just leave that on. And then you have space transitions. You can turn it off to remove the animated transitions when changing planets or going to space view. In audio, we've already seen this one. Graphics, you have quite a bit of things. I should enable that. I'm just leaving things on these. I adjusted the FOV a bit. The default was 52, and I felt that was a bit low on a 1440p display. Accept those changes. For keys, you have various key bindings here that you can modify. For many people, this is fairly important, so this is a good thing to have available. Right, now with those things aside, let's also check the scenario things. That is new. I didn't see this here when I played the game originally, so I think this is something they've added since, or rather I'm pretty sure it is. These scenarios are significant changes to the Before We Leave formula. They recommend waiting until you are familiar with the normal game before trying them, which is probably a good idea. There are 4 scenarios here. You have the prequel, you have Keep 1000 Peeps Happy. Ooh. Hut Owners Association, and also you have Seed Hunter. Me not knowing much about the game, I have no idea what these scenarios are about, but it's nice to know that there are options. Let's go to new game, and let's also enable the tutorial, which removes this. You have difficulty presets from very easy to very hard, number of planets, and of course you have the seed. Just go with the tutorial, which seems to default to this seed. I think we are good. New game. I never know when to read these or not, because some games the loading screen is very fast. Others not. This gives me the option to click to start. So in bygone times, humanity descended into bunkers to escape a galactic disaster. Only centuries later, when the cause of the calamity was forgotten, did humanity emerge. Having lost all but remnants of their past history and knowledge, they begin once again on a planet born anew. It is finally time. After so long, your peeps have emerged from their underground shelter and are on the surface again. And then we get the this regular move thing. Now we need to get our peeps settled in. That is done by building some roads and some huts, and all buildings must be placed next to an existing road. So this is the shelter where people will emerge from. Let's just have a quick look around here. You can also use the WASD keys to move the camera. I believe those are also remappable. Okay, so we have a nice little forest down here. And so thinking that up here could be a good place. So we need to construct 3 tiles of road and 3 huts. One tile road there, 1 tile of road there, and there perhaps. Now we also need to place down a couple of huts. 3 of them to be specific. Let's just go with placing them here. As you can see, there's a little green arrow which decides where the entrance of the building is. And then you have the little peeps running around. You can click them as well, and you can even rename them if you want to. You can also click various tiles, which tells you what it is. While the shelter slowly produces food and water, you'll need more and fast. Let's remove these. And now we need to construct 2 potato fields. This is a worthy endeavor. I'll put down another road there, and then we'll place 2 potato fields out here. And we also need to construct a well. Probably want that there. They'll come running with the various things they need to produce, and people will emerge from the shelter every now and then. See? Get the progress indication of the building. There we go. And now we need to build a road cutter. Yes, a road cutter. That is exactly what we need. Or we could go with a wood cutter. So we'll build a woodcutter, and this might be a knowledge bomb. Place it near some trees to get the wood faster. Imagine that. I would never have guessed. So, first potato made. Well, that's good. We'll put the woodcutter there, and we might move it later on. As with most of these types of games, buildings do tend to have a tendency to be temporary. So applies to this game, I think. I do know that I want a road down here eventually, so but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Now your peeps need help relearning the ways of their ancestors to survive. Build an explorer's hut to gather items from heaps of ancient technology and build a library to help them learn and remember. Now it didn't explain that these are the ancient technology, these heaps of weird looking things. This would be green technology. So I'm thinking that we want to build a little road pit there, and we'll build an explorer's hut. Actually, let's build another road bit. Sure about this. Well, indecisiveness is. So we'll build an explorer's hut. No, this is not ideal. We'll build them there. Because, yeah, I know a little bit about what's coming up, so... Oh, you've run out of stone after building the well, and now the library needs more. Let's fix that. Use the demolish tool to break up some boulders into usable stone. This is rather simple. You can either just choose the tool and mark the things you want to demolish, or you can also go to the thing itself and click the little red icon there. Great, that's got you the stone you need. You can also demolish forests that are in your way, but unlike trees that woodcutters cut down, a forest that you demolish will not grow back. To demolish as few as you can to make space for building. A useful tip: when you're laying new roads or demolishing stuff, you can click and drag to create a long road or demolish an area. It saves a heap of time. Let's also get rid of that little pile of boulders there. This is a rather nice island. This thing here is probably a bit useless, but you can see the resources up here. We have wood, we have tools, and we have stone. The game is going to show us this later on, so I'll just leave that for now. And we also have information overlays and things like that, so... But we'll get back to those. Now that your village is set up, it is time to think about a bigger goal. Exploring the world on a ship. You're going to need more tools to build your ship, amongst other things. There's an ancient metal device nearby that, according to legend, can turn one thing into another. Perhaps it can help. Transmogrifier. What does this button do? Well, 15 wood to 5 tools. And you can also, prioritize. Well, you can prioritize here. But we are going to need more wood. I want to demolish that forest. And I need to click this to see. We have 0 children, but we have 2 idle workers. So I want to have another woodcutter. I think... Yeah, that looks like a good position for a woodcutter now. One there. That also requires tools, so I might have to do the transmogrifying thing one more time. But we kind of need wood urgently. Can remove this one now. Give us a little bit of extra wood in a jiffy. Zoop. Learning ancient knowledge. It is time to hit the books. And just as the last time that I played this game, I keep reading Peps here. So now that Peps has access to the library you just built, you'll need to research how to gather stone and other minerals. They can't repair the ship without them. But first, you should check out the game speed controls. Yeah. Beep, boop, beep, boop. Stone is an important resource and needs to be mined from the mountains up on top of the high ground. But first, you need to reach it. Research elevators and then build one against the cliff. Now, that's why I didn't remove or build something there, because we are going to want 2 elevators going up here. And here's the research tree. for now, we can see that we can research elevators, which is what we're going to research. But we also can research repair, warehouses, gardening, mining, metalwork, bridges, and schools. And then there's a lot of what might these things be kind of thing. The tech trees. There's lots of techs you can research here. We might want to build a couple more houses. I don't remember how expensive they are. Oh, 2 wood. Yeah, let's go with 2 houses here. When placing your elevator, you want to put it somewhere that will give you access to a decent amount of space on the high ground and will also give you access to the mountains and rusty hulks on top. Also, even elevators need to be constructed near to a road, so don't forget to place a road all the way up to where you want to build it. And don't forget to use the transmogrifier to make more tools if you're running low. Now, an elevator costs 4 wood and 3 tools. And I'm thinking that the elevators can go like that, so they go to the same tile. But I will only build 1 of them for now. So up here we have some boulders. We also have mountains, which look very much like skyscrapers, but okay. And we have... oh. Now that you can reach the highlands, you need to work out how to get your peeps to mine that stone. Yeah. We also have a rusting hulk up here that can be mined for iron ore. These cannot be demolished, mind you. Technology as well. You also need to manage pollution in this game. Just so you are aware. I'm wondering... I don't think I can. Can I? No. Let's remove those boulders first and foremost. And see all the tutorial messages, blah blah. Now we need a road up here. These are a little bit annoyingly placed, I should say. I'm gonna go... yeah, I think like that. Now we need to research mining at the library. It says so up here. So we'll do that. Allows construction of quarries. Quarries spread pollution to surrounding tiles, which gives peeps that walk on it -/--/-- happiness, depending on how bad it gets. So either 1, 2, or 3 malices to happiness, depending on how bad the pollution is. But I like this -/--/-- kind of unfortunate line break there. But yeah. Okay, let's do that. $16 peeps and 16 available housing. So that's what that is. But to check the jobs, you need to have a look in here. We have 11 idle workers now, which is good. Our food stocks, that we need more farms. Let's let's build 2 potato farms. We also need more water. I need to plan out this. Yes, we could go like that. And then we also need another well. Time to build your stone quarry. Important. The quarry must be placed next to a mountain and also next to a road, so you may need to construct a road from your elevator over to the mountain you want to mine from. The quarry is also a building that pollutes its local area. Pollution affects how happy your peeps are and how efficiently they work, so choose where you place buildings that produce pollution wisely. Tongue twister. So my plan is and was to build a mine there and possibly a mine here, but I don't think we need all that much stone. But at least there's room for another one there. And yeah, we need to use the transmogrifier so we can make more tools. And the plan is and was to remove these trees. That one I think I can leave, but this one and this one we will demolish because we wanted to claim those tiles for building purposes. Now that your peeps are mining stone, you're well on your way to setting sail and discovering unseen lands. Find them, you'll need to repair ancient devices to make that old ship on the coast seaworthy. Now, did you know that forests will slowly remove pollution from tiles next to them? That is a very useful tip. Let's research repair. So for instance, if there were trees here, that would have been beneficial for our pollution that we will inevitably have coming from the iron mining and so forth up here. Ruined generator. This thing also pollutes. Might consider moving the houses there because, yeah, creates 2 pollution. That's not good. It also causes gloom. So at one point we will probably move these houses due to this thing. The trees here will help remove some of the pollution, but I don't know if it'll help that direction. Now we have an increasing trend there, so that's good. Excellent. Repairing the ship is going to take a lot of peeps and resources. Increase the population of your village to support the work that needs to be done. So we need to support 25 peeps. And this hint, bonuses and penalties depending on what they're next to. Huts placed next to other huts can accommodate more peeps, but a well placed next to a hut will produce water more slowly. Interesting. I didn't know that. In the preview information, when you're placing a building, you can see all the potential bonuses, and then the specific bonuses for a building are listed if you click on construct a building. Yeah, there's sort of 90%. Interesting. That might not have been a good location for the well. Gives me 2. How much does it cost to build one? 2. Okay, we'll move it down there then. And I'm not sure how we're going to do it. I think we'll just do that. That'll give us some tiles here. And those 2 tiles are lost anyhow for our purposes. We can remove these trees. Let's try to smogify a little bit more. And they're done with this second well, so let's build a couple more houses. I don't know how many we need, but 3 should suffice for now. And I think I want to move these houses right away, so I don't forget about it. Probably get another woodcutter out here. Let's remove those boulders. And we can build a road like that. Now that location in there might be useful. Probably not. Let's remove that forest. And let's also build another woodcutter. Right there. Now we can support 25 peeps, so that's good. Playing music for us. That's very nice. It's an upgrade button. I haven't tried those, so... Wow! Your peeps are accumulating a lot of stuff. Let's research and build a warehouse to store those surplus resources in. Note that warehouses require 2 tiles for construction. Yeah. Warehouse. And that might be a worthy thing for the stuff down there, actually. So let's build a road like that. And 2 more houses up here. I don't know if it's a good idea to clump them up like this, but... I think we should have enough with that house there, whenever they're going to get around to it. Yeah. No, it's not enough. Okay. Tree. I'm afraid you have to go. The woodcutter too, actually. And we'll build a road there, and we'll build a house here, and we'll build a road there, and then we have all around here. Okay, woodcutter, I think I would like another one. That looks like a good location for now. Let's transmogrify some more tools, and then construct a warehouse, of course. Warehouse. I should move the school as well, or the library. You only have 1 per island. Okay, let's tear it down. Focus. Oh, I can't move it. I have to tear it down. There we go. And now I can build a library. I think we'll just build that here. And we want to have... Well, we need the library back first. Build a road like that meanwhile. Yeah, we can just continue that road actually. The soundtrack is really excellent for this game. Very pleasant. Okay, the library has been built, so we can now build a warehouse again. This is an excellent location for 3 warehouses. So, well, I want that to be a lift. So the warehouse will be down here. If I build a lift there, it's going to connect up to a road, so I can build a road there, and let's just check. Yep, that's gonna work. So let's build a warehouse there. And the facing of the buildings, it's just a matter of how you hover the mouse cursor, and it automatically goes to where it feels is the best location for you. Or rather, where you're aiming the entrance of the building, of course. We are losing food again. I guess that means we need to build more farms. Build a couple of potato fields and a well. 16 idle workers. I don't think we are going to run into any issues when it comes to labor, at least. Now we can choose which resources that we want to store in the warehouse. And the warehouse will by default not store anything until you do this. So it suggests we store these 3. Now I'm gonna pick all of them just for the tutorial's sake. You're so close to repairing the ship, you'll need a better source of tools than the transmogrifier. Time to find some iron in the highlands. That is there. But I'm gonna remove the stone again, because I want the stone to be stored in a separate warehouse. So we'll build another one here, and that one will take in iron tools, I think, and stone. That's what I was looking for. So we need to research metalwork next. How's the construction of iron mine, iron smelter, and toolsmith, which produce iron and tools. Of course, those buildings do produce pollution. That probably does not come as a surprise to anyone. Warehouse construction is done, so we'll set this one to accept stone for now. Let's do a transmogrification here, because we have 5 tools and we might need more than 5. And I'm also wondering if we shouldn't do this and build a woodcutter down here. Can access 4, maybe 5, 6 trees. Metalwork is complete, so we also want to build an iron mine. Now this produces 1 pollution, 1 minus happiness, 1 gloom, but it does produce iron by being next to mountains, 10% more speed. Requires an adjacent rusting hulk and requires being built on highlands. So let's build that here. It's only a small pollution radius, so it's not that bad, but yeah. On the card of the building that requires workers, you can click the little padlock icon underneath the worker slots to lock some of the slots so that fewer people work there. Sure. Oh, okay, so you can click that and they will stop working there. Interesting. And you can also prioritize. I mentioned that earlier, I think. Slight increase in food and water. Eventually, I think we'll want to move our woodcutter out there. To process the iron into tools, you will need an iron smelter and a toolsmith. They are special buildings that require power. Fortunately, your peeps have found an old generator near town. Repair the ruined generator, then build your iron smelter and toolsmith. You'll need to continue to make tools with the transmogrifier until this is all set up. Okay, now this guy needs to go, sadly, because we are going to need a road going into that. It has a very large pollution radius. Yeah, no. Let's do this. And there's a warehouse here and a warehouse there if you want to. And repair it. And we also want to build an iron smelter and a toolsmith. Now that has a radius of 3, so that is massive. I think I want to build that down here. A bit too far away though. Sure about this one. I know I don't want to build it up here. Well, I could build it there, but that would block off the tiles underneath. And it will also double the amount of pollution we get down there. No, I'll build it down there, and then we'll build a toolsmith here, I think. And now we can also set this to accept... No, we already accept the tools. We don't really need to store iron. I left that tile in case we need to have more stone mining. Although, I should have built a road here as well, so we get stone mine here too. I don't know if you have enough tools, so let's just transmogrify a bit. Definitely have enough wood and stone currently. For a small village, there's a lot happening here. Let's look at what's available to manage your settlements and peeps effectively. Here we get all kinds of information that we can explore as we need it. Resources, peeps, and building tabs. So, that. Here you can see every peep living on your island, along with things like what they're doing and a graph of how happy they are. You can click on the graph to make it bigger. For now, there's more to see, so close the island details panel. Another thing you can do is view a variety of overlays that show you information directly on the planet. That is down here. I think this is new as well. So, information like building, workplaces and so forth. There's all sorts of information in here about how pollution is spreading across your island, how happy your peeps are, how resources are flowing and more. And there are tooltips on all the buttons that give you more information about what they will show you. For now, just close the overlay menu and get back to the normal view. Finally, you can view detailed information about individual resources and how they are allocated in the top bar. Let's take a look at one of them, maybe your tools. This is showing you a whole lot of things. Okay. You've got a line showing how many of the resource you've got available for use on the island out of the maximum you can store, so 12 out of 88. A line showing how many of the resource are allocated for use, that would be none currently, such as in construction or producing other resources. Actions you can take: you can turn on the resource flow and resource storage overlays for this resource. And if you click on any of the line graphs, it'll take you to each building on the island that section applies to in turn each time you click. The small slider underneath the available line allows you to set an amount that is reserved for shipping and construction. This is really useful if you've got a resource that your peeps keep using up when you're trying to ship it off to another island or keep it for building something. Try them out. That's fine. But now peeps are becoming unhappy, they're working hard and dealing with pollution from some of your buildings. Unhappy peeps will move and work more slowly, so it's definitely worth keeping their spirits up. As well as looking at the peep details panel like you just saw, well, I've seen that earlier, you can also check the happiness of a single peep by clicking on them, then on the small happiness graph at the bottom of their card. So, Anna is quite happy. One way to help your peeps stay happy is to give them better food and drink. Let's plant some vegetables and grow some tea. Later on, you'll also be able to grow orchards, but they need a different climate to the one this island has. But I think that this is a very good time to end this first episode. The plan is to finish this initial scenario, just to give you guys an idea of what the game is like now and whether or not you should consider purchasing the game on Steam. So, if you have any questions or comments, then please do feel free to leave those in the comment section. Keep in mind I am batch recording this, so if you have suggestions, because you're an experienced player, those are very welcome for the purpose of other people reading the comments, but I will not be able to benefit from your suggestions, sadly, because I'm going to complete this first scenario in full, and then release the episodes on YouTube within the normal release schedule that I do keep for my Let's Play series. But again, your comments and suggestions might be very welcome for other players or other viewers who are reading the comments, so do feel free to keep them coming in. With that, thank you so much for joining me, and I will be seeing you all in the next episode.